Noah here from Extreme Terrain. This is the Scaredy-Cat catalytic converter anti-theft device and skid plate for the 07 to 21 Tundra. Now, catalytic converter theft has really been ramping up lately, and it seems like every day I'm hearing from more and more people that have had their cat stolen right off their car overnight. Now, one great way to not only protect your cars, but protect your whole undercarriage in general is a skid plate like this one from Scaredy-Cat. Now, if you're looking for some protection on the underside of your rig, this is going to be a great fit for you. Like I said, if you're looking for some undercarriage protection, this is sort of the end-all be-all choice that's going to keep your rig protected. Now, catalytic converters contain tons of very valuable minerals, and people steal them off vehicles all the time to sell them for scrap and cash out on the stuff inside of them. Now, the higher the vehicle is off the ground, the easier it is for people to get underneath and cut stuff off. So naturally, a truck is going to be an easier choice to rob, and a lifted truck would be even easier. So for Tundra owners, and especially lifted Tundra owners, this skid plate is kind of a must in my opinion. Now, hand in hand with cat protection is skid protection. Now, if you do any kind of off-roading, or you just like driving over medians or something, I don't know, a skid plate is going to keep the bottom parts of your motor protected as well. Oil pans and transmission pans aren't very thick, and it's really easy to goof them up. So a skid plate like this one from Scaredy-Cat is a great option to ensure that your rig is safe from any terrain. As far as construction goes, this is going to have to take a beating, so it needs to be made from decently thick steel. Now, everything is coated black and it's protected from the elements as well, so that means it's not going to rust, it's going to stay strong and keep on protecting your truck. Now, this guy is designed to be a few pieces that all go together to make a strong, rigid build. It's going to ward off any damage from weather or a grinder or a rock or something like that. And this guy is designed to bolt right up like an OEM skid plate and sit really nice underneath. Coming in around $415, this is going to be one of the most affordable skid plate options available for the Tundra. Now, I think the price is actually impressive, especially since all the mounting hardware comes fresh in the box, new with the skid plate, and you don't have to reuse any crusty old bolts. Plus, catalytic converters new from the factory cost a fortune, so it's a great idea to protect them at all costs. You're looking at an install difficulty of only 1 out of 3 wrenches and an hour for the install time to get this skid plate bolted up. Now, like I said before, this does bolt up just like a factory skid plate, so it shouldn't be any trouble at all for you. Speaking of install, let's take a closer look at that process step by step over in the install bay.
For this install, you will need an impact, an 8mm socket, the provided T45 tamper-proof Torx bit, and a 7/32 Allen wrench. Also not pictured here, a pole jack or jack and jack stands or extra set of hands to hold up the skid plate. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be installing an anti-theft skid plate for your catalytic converters on our Tundra, so let's get started. So we're going to start things off by assembling our pieces of our skid plate. Now, this is a 2-piece setup with a joining piece for the middle. So we're going to go ahead and get our front and rear sections lined up with our joining plate that has thread certs in it. Let's go ahead and get that lined up. Get this piece lined up. Then it'll bring it together once we install our hardware. So now we're going to grab our provided tamper-proof Torx, which are T45s, and our lock washers, and go ahead and get our center hardware in. We'll go ahead and get these threaded in just a little bit. And then we can get our 2 end ones in. So we're going to tighten our 6 middle bolts here. We're going to leave the 2 ends loose for now. And we'll grab our provided tamper-proof T45 Torx bit, which fits into an 8mm socket on our impact. We're going to give these a good snug down. So now we're going to insert our mounting tabs with our thread certs into our frame cross members. So our rear ones are going to go here at the end of our cross member. There's a large access hole and you want your thread cert to be pointing up. Go ahead and slide that into position there. And it's going to line up with this access hole here. And the same for the other side, exact same. And then we're going to move to our front ones. And you have these two large round holes here on each side of your front cross member. We'll go ahead and get those inserted into position. And center them up in our holes in front as well. So now we've got our skid plate lined up with our mounting holes centered on our mounting locations here at the back and the front. And we're going to use our longer tamper-proof Torx bolts with our rubber isolator, a lock washer, and a flat washer for each mounting tab. Now we have our pole jack holding up our skid plate, but if you don't have one of these, it's a really good idea to use an extra set of hands. It gets a little cumbersome under here. I'm trying to deal with just that. You may have to reach back in here and hold your thread cert to get it started. Got our two front ones in. Go ahead and get our two rear ones lined up. I may need to readjust our pole jack here just a hair. I'm going to hold this up. We'll get our first one in the rear up and threaded. We can get our other one here. Then we'll go ahead and get this fourth one run in here. Once you have that set, come back, tighten these down again with our provided tamper-proof Torx bit in an 8mm socket on our impact. We'll get our two front ones tightened down. So next we can secure our rear section with our provided L brackets. So we're going to go ahead and get our L bracket in this open space here in our frame. And then we'll go ahead and grab a nut cert here. And we can get that into place. And we'll go ahead and secure it up here on the frame side with an Allen bolt, lock washer, and flat washer. Go ahead and get that screwed in. Then for our skid plate side, we'll grab our other nut cert plate and another Allen bolt with a lock washer and flat washer, as well as a rubber isolator. And then we can go ahead and do the same thing for the other side, and we'll get this tightened down. And once we have our L brackets installed, we can go ahead and tighten these down using a 7/32 Allen wrench. And for up top here, you're going to need a skinny one. snug that down. And once you have that done on this side, you can go ahead and repeat this process for the other side. So now that we've got everything else tightened down, we can go ahead to our outside of our joining plate bolts and tighten those two down. That was left loose just to allow for any adjustments we might need to make. So we'll grab our tamper-proof Torx and 8mm socket on our impact and just snug these down.
That was the Scaredy-Cat catalytic converter anti-theft device and skid plate for the 07 to 21 Tundra. For all things Tundra, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.